And in a moment, I'm going to have you begin to walk up those steps. Every step will take you to a different dimension. And as you walk up those steps, tell me which dimension you are accessing now.
I'm already at the fifth.
Fifth dimension.
Sixth. It's different. It's different.
What do you notice from each one of them?
What colors, for one?
Describe them.
Well, fourth, there was a lot of blue. Almost like moonlit. So it's almost like a dreamlike. And fifth, it was more of soft pinks and purples. It's like a beautiful dawn kind of thing. And everything's lighter. Everybody's lighter, way lighter.
Yes.
Not much need for a body.
And as you continue to ascend,
Six.
you'll begin to feel the familiarity of those that are in that dimension until you get to the one.
Some freedom there.
What do you notice?
First thing, zipping through the universe like no need for a ship or anything. There's it's astral travel, a lot of astral travel kind of stuff. It's, I mean, like warp speed. Just instantly there.
What do you imagine is in this place?
This is it's an intel gathering kind of thing. A lot of curiosity.
Well, you're curious about this place, aren't you?
Yes, it's for souls that want to learn. Just lots of info and intel, and wanting to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
How did this happen?
Okay.
What causes this?
Is this the place where you would be able to gather information about what's happening in the life now with Sabrina?
Oh yeah, I could tap into any life.
Okay, so let's tap into that and see if we could access information as to what it is that she needs to know about why she hasn't been able to move forward.
I am moving forward. I am conscious of being in this body. There is a lot showing me that I am in a body. There's a lot of, it keeps me grounded in the present.
Yes.
And every moment I am learning about how to tap into the source and have faith and trust in the source, in God. Because that's what's in control. And at the same time, I'm part of that. Okay. And I'm inside this body and these, it's not setbacks, it's set-ups. I'm being set up for something. I'm being positioned for something. It's in the perfect, right, divine timing. It's not taking so long. It's only an instant. But it is reiterating, you are in this human form, and you, together with my self-source, God.
Yes.
God is saying, you are learning how to move through this life with this body, and that there's different challenges of control. God is always in control, but God is in you in control, and you have to take the steering wheel with that control inside you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So for the last year and a half, it felt like it was a setback. It felt like there was a whole new construction of this body.
Right.
What was the purpose of that?
This is what I just said, to be hyper aware of getting through things that other people don't survive.
Okay.
Being hyper aware of mind over matter, and being reminded that I'm in the human form. If I was floating through it with no challenges or pain, I would not be able to understand the synopsis of and the synergy of God working together with every atom in my body, and how to call on it easier and easier to get through obstacles, pain, and to observe situations without fear, without confusion, without any distress. Learning peace cannot happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hammer open a rose. And this is a reset and a positioning. So anything that would be frustrating to a human being is being addressed, but then coming out the other side going, the big picture is this. There is a plan in play. There's a tapestry being woven, and it's beautiful.
Could you tell me about that tapestry? Who does it entail? What does it entail?
Time, interactions with people, outcomes, love, transmuting other emotions all into love. That's the weaving of all of the circumstances in your life, whether it's frustration, depression, all of the emotions are being used in this tapestry, and they're all being woven into one big, lovely piece. And we're all in it together. All of us. We're all earthlings.
So does each individual person on Earth have a part or a piece of that tapestry, or a thread in that tapestry?
Every emotion that comes out of every single human being on this planet is being thrown into the ether, and it is being used. It's a very small but not insignificant fiber in the tapestry of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point in time, everyone's being tested. Everyone.
In what way?
In many ways. But everyone's being tested, and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
Why, some people say, why is this happening to me? And some people are saying, why is this happening for me? But everybody has challenges that are way different than any challenge they've ever taken on before. They're making decisions according to what their life purpose is nowadays, instead of what can I do to get that promotion, to get that house. People that have that are turning their back on it and going back to soul, back to source, back to the Christ consciousness, back to peace, love, harmony, and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now some people are holding on real tight to their 3D in the matrix. They're holding on very tight to it. That's their comfort zone.
Yes.
They're afraid to let go of it because it's a leap of faith. Some people are freely letting go of it, and they're testifying how happy they are and how whole they are and how much better their life is and how much richer they are, for not rich in a wealthy kind of thing, but in a prosperous kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Than they were before realizing this. Some people are still on the fence. Should I stay or should I go? Should I take the red pill or the blue pill? You know?
Yeah.
But it has come to the point where soon there will be no more gray area. It'll be black or white. Now, people won't be like saintly and devilish, but they will make their choice as to whether they're going to go with God, go with a higher power, go with their source, go with... God is short for good. Mm-hmm. Go for goodness and love and peace and harmony, all those great things. Or they're going to stay in a pattern that they've been the word brainwash just keeps coming through, but they've been directed to the point that they don't believe there's any other way. Some people will get so damaged and uncertain and afraid, the fear of letting go of something that's not serving them, but they've been directed and obligated to do this all their lives. So they're in the middle of, being with people that don't nourish their soul, being in a job that sucks their soul, dealing with things in life that just aren't nourishing them. And they don't have enough faith to take the leap. So they're lost in this loop of hell. And some of them see no other way out other than taking their own life. So the number of suicides that's already happening, they're just stepping off the planet. And there's repercussions to that. And they'll be very sorry that they did that. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But the people around them, the ripple effect. Suicide is a very frustrating thing for the people that are left behind. There's a lot of guilt, there's shame, there's way more sadness, and there's more of clinging to life, and realizing how precious life is. I'm not saying that suicide is not in vain, but at the same time, that's a whole other story, what happens with suicides on the other side. But then there will be the people that are so indoctrinated in how that they're just going to take it to the grave. They're not going to take their own life, but they'll say, well, I'm just going to lay down and take it. And those are the sheep. And the sheep, the people of light that are being awakened and lighten up, they love the sheep and they're going to want to help the sheep. But the sheep are on their own path. Even if it's a whole herd of them going off a cliff, you can't help them if you're going towards the light.
Yep.
You want to. It's heartbreaking. But we'll all meet on the other side.
And what about the new babies coming in at this time?
The golden children.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about
that. The golden
that.
children are the hope for the world, for the universe, for the cosmos.
What is their mission when they come in?
Oh, I've got chills head to toe. The golden children with the golden star over their head. They don't have the amnesia that you and I had, Alba, when we came here and forgot who we were. They know who they are. They revel in it. They find joy in who they are. They know that they're a powerful being, and they affect their family first and then the world. You know, Buddhas have been called the golden child. Imagine a world full of Buddhas. They're loving beings, and they have a lot of wisdom to lead us into the light, even from a very, very early age, infancy. Some are coming in trying to stand up when they're days old, speaking when they're, just right from the womb, remembering who they are. And you can't help but notice it.
What do you say to parents who have a golden child?
Love them, nurture them, give them the guidance you can, but only through total wisdom and meditation and prayer before you. It's not like you have to handle them with kid gloves, but they're going to bring more to the table than you are. Make sure they eat the right healthy foods without all the additives and stuff like that. Put them on pure diets. Keep them busy outside. Take them out in nature. They love nature, and they'll be dragging you outside if you don't take them outside. Keep them physically active. They have a lot. It's like they don't even have a problem sorting things out, where for ages we thought if we knew everything, our head would explode. Well, theirs isn't going to explode. They know exactly how to process this stuff, but they also are going to be really needing to charge their batteries, so to say. So,
what's the best way for them to recharge?
They need to go outside in the sun. They need to eat very healthy. They might sleep more than other children. They're what you call a good baby. You put them down for the night and they go down for the night. They're not restless or colicky or anything like that. When they get tired, they're just going to go to sleep. Let them sleep.
Are they coming in with any type of psychic abilities?
Oh, yeah. They've got gifts out the wazoo. Families that don't believe in anything like that, they've not had any experience with it or anything, they will be more than ready to step and go, this child is special, this child is touched by God, this child has gifts, this child is way above normal. Very intuitive about their sleep. They'll be doing astral travel in their sleep and reporting to their families and blowing their families' minds. After a while, they'll start saying, okay, this is... And then next thing you know, because we do have social media, there'll be groups of them. Then they'll be getting together. Then there'll be families raising them together. Like a Montessori type situation for golden children. So there'll be groups of them, and, 2 or more, there's some serious power going on there. It'll change the world.
How long do you imagine it would take to change the world with these new golden children?
It's a matter of time, Alba. They're already here. They've been coming in for at least 5 years now.
Okay.
So they will be, It's happening now. You know it is. There's got to be some kind of special group where they're calling it something else, and it's all the mothers going, we need to get our kids together and see what happens. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely a mother-led movement.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's corral this back to Sabrina and her abilities. It's been opening up more and more. Mm-hmm. What is she tapping into?
There are messages coming through for individuals. Family on the other side, loved ones on the other side, guides, etc., are stepping forward more urgently to help family members, loved ones on this side, mm-hmm. to help them with things that are weighing down on them. Giving them advice about problems within the family, giving them advice about business partners that are unscrupulous, things like that. Mm-hmm. Even animals are stepping forward, like, hi, here I am, waiting for you on the other side. It's more of an urgency than a parlor game. Mm-hmm. It's everybody's watching. Everybody's watching, and they're wanting to step in and help. And that is becoming more and more prevalent. It's like it's not just Uncle Frank coming through saying, hey, I was watching you flip that burger at the barbecue the other day or something like that. It's more like telling them about their diet. Diet is becoming a big deal. Mm-hmm. When somebody steps forward from the other side and starts talking to you about your diet, that's it's more important than, like a mother telling her child, you can't eat too much of that, that's bad for you. You know what I mean? It's there's a push to be in a lighter body, and that helps with ascension.
So the diet has a lot to do with picking sides.
Yes.
To go to the good side or to stay in the 3D side.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can eat certain things that'll calcify your pineal gland. Mm-hmm. And that's going to slow you down from hearing the messages you should hear or having the dreams that you should have that are going to help you. It's slowing you down from your ascension, from moving towards the light. It's like throwing a wrench in the works. Mm-hmm. So, we're very lucky to live in a time where all of this is being addressed, where it'd be easier and less expensive to make healthier choices. More people are growing their own mm-hmm. nowadays too, because we just all feel a pull. Like I should be starting a garden. I should be the foods that I'm paying too much for at the grocery store that are easy to grow mm-hmm. and that I eat the most often. Not just, I'm going to get this and this and this, and you don't eat any of that stuff. The stuff that you eat, that you could possibly grow. It's time to check that out. Do it. Mm-hmm. If it dies, it dies. But it's always a good hobby to put your hands in the dirt anyway. Mm-hmm. It's a grounding. You don't have to just walk barefoot on the ground to be grounded. You can be grounded putting your hands in the dirt and growing things.
I want to go back to the word the light.
The light.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of activity going on with the sun, the Schumann resonance. Yes. What is happening? I'd like for you to tap into that. Just take a deep breath and allow your soul to go into that. What are you seeing on that one?
There's a lot of cosmic energy happening right now. There's been alignments of planets. There's been a lot of effect on the Earth. We are in that planetary parade. We're smack in the middle of it. The sun is really going crazy.
Now the sun is conscious just like everything else.
Yes.
Can you tap into the consciousness of the sun?
It's a wake-up call from the sun.
Okay. What do we need to wake up to?
To the light. To how fragile life is. To how we are affected by the cosmos. It's almost like Horton Hears a Who.
Mm-hmm.
We rely heavily on the sun. And it is, it's smacking us around a little bit. The effects of these solar flares and the Schumann resonance on the human body, some people, of course, will dismiss it and just go, they're coming down with something or whatever.
Right.
Those that are enlightened or are in the journey of enlightenment, on the learning trail of it, will definitely have members of their tribe pointing out, this is what happened to me, and this is why this, and I saw this on a YouTube about the, you know what I mean? They're sharing information and understanding, I'm not coming down with something, I'm reacting to the world. I am one with the world, with our world.
Yes, like part of nature.
Yes, I'm part of it. It runs through my system just like it does the trees and the flowers and the waves in the ocean and everything else. I'm part of this whole ecosystem here on Earth, and I'm affected by the sun and the moon and the stars and the planets and everything they're doing. It's a lot bigger picture than us just clocking in and clocking out.
How can you discern what's actually happening from your body as far as maybe an allergy or a medication or anything else, and what is being sent to you from the cosmos?
That's a big question.
Because Sabrina has been feeling all sorts of things in her body. She doesn't know how to discern whether it's the medication, whether it's the other things she's using, or if it's just the ascension process. How can you tell?
Some things are the ascension process. That's another reason that this physical challenge has been going on for a minute, because she's learning. Oh, that's from this. That's what that is. That's a reaction of this to this. And that is, left over from chemo. And this is definitely ascension symptoms from the Schumann resonance. Emotional things, where something that wouldn't bother her a week ago is all of a sudden, making her just boo-hoo, and but she's understanding, oh, well, that's not a side effect from any of this physical challenge I'm going through. That's the moon, that's, so, if you're concentrating on it, if you're making it your job to understand what your body is going through, and if you're dealing with so many different varieties of things that can affect your body in a bunch of different ways, you become either a victim of rhetoric, or you become your own advocate and you're studying your body and you're studying the latest on this and that, and you're able to come to your own conclusions and you're following your gut, okay? Literally following your gut to the point that you say, I know what that is, instinctually, where you don't have to do the research or talk to other people. You just know right away, okay, that's what this is, and that's what this is. And it takes a minute to learn that about your body. When your body's going through a reset, it could be either torn down or torn down and built back up a better way. And in Sabrina's case, it's a reset, it's a metamorphosis, coming back in a better way.
Has it also been a learning tool for those of all the people who are watching her as she's going through this?
Oh yes, and she needs to understand that more.
Would you tell her about that? How has all of this with her body, how has that affected people who have been following her, including her doctors?
First off, the people that have been following Sabrina are the best of the best. Them praying when they don't otherwise pray, that's a miracle of itself. Them sending love to a stranger that they love like close kin is a miracle. And it's healing. It heals. Even if she doesn't know what kind of prayer they're just knowing that love is being sent. They might be just lighting a candle. They might be having a happy thought, you know?
Yeah.
They might see a picture of her years ago, and it just it's blessing them and her. And as a result, there's a beautiful ripple going out through the cosmos, okay? So that right there is more than enough to make the situation worthwhile. Doctors and nurses, the medical teams, the main oncologist in particular has done a complete turnaround. Discussion of God has become part of the process, along with the nurses. She's been an anomaly. She's been called the miracle. She's been called the unicorn. The same doctor that said you don't have 2 months to live in December of 23 says, I wouldn't put anything past you today. So that love being sent to Sabrina is emanating out of her pores into whole other communities that you wouldn't even understand. As these people are all going home to their loved ones and talking to their friends and other colleagues about miracles and about faith and about how this person didn't make it through half of what Sabrina's gone through, and Sabrina's doing pretty good. You know, so
as being the voice of God in this moment, tapping into that source, what would you say to all of those who are going through a similar situation that she was going through before, where it looked so dismal? What do you say to them?
This is their journey, Alba. They're each going to take it on in a way that only they can. They each have their own path. And they each have that little voice, that Holy Spirit, that spirit guide, or whoever you want to call it, talking to them. But they need to find peace and be still and see which way they want to go. Some people are ready to go to the other side, and if this is the way they're going to do it, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, I have a life I want to live. Some people say, I have people I want to serve. Some people say, I'm going to do whatever the doctors tell me to do. And they are living in fear. You know, there's all different kinds of emotions behind this.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so much. There is so much of it. And it's a test of faith. It totally is.
Is that why there's so much of it?
Yeah.
We're being all tested?
Mm-hmm. This is all part of the ascension process, going towards the light. You can go towards the light saying, God, I'm ready to come home. Or you can go towards the light saying, God, how can I serve you? What is my mission? I want to accomplish my mission before I go home. We're all going home eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just where we came from.
Yeah.
We're just visiting.
A lot of people have fear about that.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot of YouTubes on people that have had near-death experiences. Take it, you know, with a grain or whatever, but once you've had a near-death experience, you're not afraid of death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because in Sabrina's case, she was 8 years old and she felt like she was taken to the gates of Disney and wasn't let in and had to go back home. So, you know, even people that have done a lot of wrongdoings, that have embraced the dark side, they go somewhere afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
And some of these NDEs, they've been shown hell and then sent to heaven.
Yeah.
What I've gathered from the other side has been a lot of just love and
Mm-hmm.
compassion and healing and acceptance, just unconditional.
I have a question about her NDE because she spoke about it a lot when she was little. Is there anything that she may have forgotten that has been kept hidden from her until this moment now? That she needs to tap into that wisdom from the other side?
There's so many things that have been pointed out to her along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Some in hypnosis.
Mm-hmm. Do her guides allow her to go back to that now and see if we can tap into anything that she may need to remember at this time?
There was a conversation.
Okay. Let me count her back so that she can go back to that moment. I'm going to count from 5 to 1 as she goes back to that moment in which she did go to the other side. Just take a deep breath. 5. Going back to that moment where you visited. 4. Going deeper now. 3. In that small body. 2. And 1. You're there now. What's happening?
Okay. I was zooming towards the light. I had already gone through a whole lot in a fraction of time. And once I saw that light, I wanted to become part of it again.
Mm-hmm.
I was part of the light. We all are. I was ready to go back to it, be part of it. And then somebody stepped out in front of me and said, wait.
So you could see that being now clearly. Who was that?
It was a representative. It was somebody I've known for eons.
Is this a guide?
Yes.
Will the guide allow you to get more information now, in this point in time?
It was Ezekiel. That's my guardian angel. But he didn't have wings.
What does he look like to you?
He's beautiful. He's very handsome and he glows a little bit. He's got a really sweet face. And he said, it was kind of like, we need to talk. He wasn't saying, it was like a telepathic thing. And he said, you can go and be with the light if you want to, but remember the mission that you signed up for. And then I remembered it. And then I felt very selfish for wanting to go to the light.
What is the mission that you remembered? Just know it now.
There's so much pain in the world. And I chose to come down here and know all kinds of pain in order to help others through it. And it would bring more people closer to God. And it was enormous. It was so many people.
And you took on that mission.
I said it was worth it. And then my mother's foot hit the front porch. And I instantly knew that a mother's love is, this is in general terms, on this planet, a mother's love is the strongest power on this earth, on this planet, and that it kept the stars hanging in the sky. And that was shown to me. And it's hard to describe, but it's a superpower.
Yes.
And then I was instantly back in my broken body. I was in so much pain. I was holding my breath till I passed out, but I didn't cry.
So as we connect now to your guide, Ezekiel.
It's
Ezekiel, okay. What does he say now that your life has moved forward for so many decades, experiencing so much pain, physical, emotional, mental pain? What does Ezekiel say?
He's always like, that's my kid kind of thing. He's always got an atta girl for me. And he's dispatched other, like another echelon of angels to spare me. Sometimes it was him, but sometimes he got a little crew and sent them in kind of thing to spare me so that I could finish my mission. And you go, well, there's more pain you're going to be in. But you haven't accomplished your mission yet, so we're going to let you stay because that's what you wanted.
Mm-hmm. I have a question as Safikiel could answer it for me. Is in the vibration of her communication. When she is with someone and receiving messages, it seems to come through very clearly. She's able to pass on messages to other people.
Yes.
Why is it that her own voice cannot be transmitted in the same effort where others can understand her?
A completely opposite frequency.
Can you tell me about that? What does that mean?
Okay, a radio tower sends radio waves from like a radio station.
Yes.
And then there's the receiver end of it, where no matter how strong the wave is, most of the public will get it. They'll tune their dial into the station that resonates with them.
Yes.
And some people will just tune the dial and try to listen to a station that's not working for them. So they don't hear. They don't hear it. No matter even if they want to hear it or they're trying to hear it, they don't hear it. And there's sometimes it's a chemical imbalance. Sometimes it's just ignorance of how frequencies work. Sometimes it could be an addiction. Sometimes it could be a trauma of some sort.
Yes.
You know, or sometimes frequencies like Schumann resonance is messing with them so bad they can't hear anything. This is why it's important for people to just turn everything off. Go outside and listen to some birds and be still, be quiet.
So what do you say to Sabrina when she gets frustrated? When people don't understand her radio signal?
Well, it happens so much, she just goes, well, you know, are my lips moving, no sound coming out, or what? But then there's the people that do listen, so she's learning it's a certain frequency. It's a certain frequency. And it's not the way she's putting it out, it's just the way they're dialing into the station. Not everybody's going to get what she says. Not everybody's going to hear it. She could be yelling across a room and people won't even, it's like she's invisible.
Is that becoming more prevalent now, where things are just disappearing from our reality because of frequency?
That could be happening right now, yes. Yes. You know, people talking over people, not even listening. People watching TV and yelling at it. You know, things like that. People being rude or dismissive of other people. People not paying attention to what their pets or their children want or need. They're just looking at it from their perspective and not hearing what their, you know, more innocents are trying to tell them that they need. So, yeah, it's a lot of discord that way right now.
How is that affecting the physical earth? Because there seems to be a lot of really wacky weather out there. Tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, you name it, hurricanes. What is going on with the earth? Are these things natural or are they man-made?
Well, some are man-made, but this is that's how you got to look at it. It's not just the earth. We're in a parade with other planets and stars and a sun that is really trying to point things out to us.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have peace without chaos.
Mm-hmm.
There's been more chaos to promote peace. How many times have you seen places flattened and someone's on TV saying, thank God nobody was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle. Or we'll rebuild it because we love our community.
Yes.
Or you see people that don't usually talk to each other, didn't even know each other in their neighborhood, and they're all helping each other out
Mm-hmm.
after a disaster.
Right.
And the people that are lost, it's more heartbreaking than your average loss. Not that loss is average, but there is a goodness that comes out of it. You know? So
Like a fellowship.
there is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a light coming out of the dark. It's all very symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the man-made stuff that causes so much horror and heartbreak, humanity reigns. You know?
Yeah.
More people go to God, more people go to prayers, more people go to assist and serve than they usually would. And that's going to the light right there.
Mm-hmm. A few years ago, the message came through this channel saying that there would be more earthquakes, there would be floods, there would be things like that.
Yes.
And it has come to pass.
Yes.
What do you see in the future?
Something about snow. There's almost like, I don't know if this, I'm not going to second guess. It's
Oh.
almost like an ice age on the top half of the earth.
Hmm.
I thought polar shifts, but I'm seeing a ton of snow that's way past its time.
What area of the world are you seeing this
The
in?
top half of the earth.
The Earth. Okay, so the top of the Earth, we have North America, we have all the European countries, we have
Right.
Russia. How far down do you see it going?
The top half of the earth.
Mm.
Places where it usually doesn't snow, it's snowing, it's sticking, it's staying. Longer winters. That's to the point of migration southward.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a big deal.
How would someone prepare for something like that?
How do you prepare for something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Alba? People that live in major colder climates, they'll know when to fold them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, look, we know how to survive Arctic weather, but this is almost an extinction event. We need to move on down.
Okay.
It's time for us to go south. And some people, you know, it'll be like colder and longer than usual,
Yeah.
you know, but they'll be closer to the south-south. But if you took a globe and just said from here up,
So, I mean, are we talking about the equator? Because we are pretty south in Florida.
yeah,
How much are we how much are we looking at?
well, like the Carolinas,
Mm-hmm.
But snow will reach Florida.
Okay.
It won't be like Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely going to be a lot colder and a lot longer and a lot more snow than anybody's ever seen.
So that may affect the electrical grid.
Yeah, that'll affect the economy.
Mm-hmm.
That'll affect Wall Street.
Okay.
Because New York's up there.
Yeah. Would you expand the view even more and see if there's anything else that you feel?
Well, China's going to be getting it hard, so is Russia. The Nordic areas of Europe. But I'm talking migrations. I mean, they'll say, we're going to stick it out a little while longer, and then it just starts getting colder, and they're like, oh my God, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of thing I hope I'm wrong about.
Okay.
Seeing some volcanic activity.
Where do you see the volcanic?
Europe.
Europe.
Western Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Are there volcanoes in Western Europe?
Well, the last time you saw something in Italy. Is there anything else?
Italy. I think I heard Greece.
Greece.
Yeah, the western part of Europe. Fire and ice, baby.
Okay. Do you see any more water?
California's going to get their fair share of storms.
What kind of storms are you seeing?
Like hurricane type storms hitting the West Coast.
So rain, wind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like hurricanes.
Hmm.
Mid to southern. We're getting some storms.
Do you see anything as you focus in on the Midwestern part of the country? Anything going on there? Maybe focusing on the Mississippi area and then expanding out.
West of the Mississippi.
What's happening in the West?
It's kind of interesting. Migrations are happening to areas that aren't very populated. Almost like setting up reservations kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be going to like northern Texas, Nevada.
Where it's warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wherever there's a lot of land and it's warmer, they're going to go there. And it's going to be west of the Mississippi.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
Just volcanoes. There's volcano erupting. All this lava.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see the lava?
Oh, shit. It's in America.
Okay.
It's in the U.S.
Would you focus in on the Yellowstone area and
That's
see
exactly where I'm thinking it is.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to think that.
What do you see in that area?
I mean, it's just a lot of lava, a lot of smoke, ash. Please, God.
Anything in Hawaii?
Hawaii's got one volcano in particular that's always kind of spouting out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing devastating.
Okay. All right.
I hope that thing, and I don't want to think that. There's a area up around Oregon where there's some volcanoes.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is going to do something. It's not going to be like Mount St. Helens, but it's going to be remarkable.
Okay. As all of these things are happening, what does that have to do with the awakening?
Here we go to inner voices again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a voice that's just almost audible. There's a voice that is audible.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to move to audible. And it will tell the enlightened ones it is time. It's almost like a reverse nesting situation where, when a woman's pregnant, she wants to get her whole home in order.
Yeah.
People will know to get their home in order to leave.
Okay.
Instead of nest,
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll hear the go-ahead. I mean, the ones that are enlightened, the ones that are paying attention and listening and meditating and praying and fasting and praying is happening. And that's going to become more prevalent, people fasting and praying. Taking that time.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be hearing more and more about that. They're going to hear an audible voice that says it's time to go. And it'll be commanding to the point that they know, yeah, let's get it, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be, there'll be no arguing about it. Because at this point, people are gleaning out the people in their life that are not ascending.
Mm-hmm.
So that would leave families all split up, where they have the freedom to do whatever they need to do, or digging in deeper and supporting each other on their enlightenment. And they can get up and all together go.
Mm-hmm.
But one way or another, we're all looking for that inner voice and that guidance.
Okay.
And the people that will be guided to go where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll get out in time. So, some people are just super lucky.
Yeah.
And some people won't see it coming or stick their head in the sand or something.
Last year during Helene, for example, the floods that were happening in Europe, I think even in the Middle Eastern countries, there were things that were happening. Were those like warning shots across the bows, telling people there was more of that? What was that all about?
Yeah, that's going to be happening.
More like that.
Yeah, it's going to be happening. It's getting. This won't last forever. This is just birthing pains of a new earth.
Okay.
There's some nefarious stuff involved, and that's all going to come out into the open. That's all going to be within the next year. All of that is going to be
exposed.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so the man-made land-grabbing opportunities using the forces of nature will stop suddenly. But some damage has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have to live with the effects of that. And then God is at hand. I mean, acts of God and Mother Nature will do what they're going to do to reset themselves. The earth is going to do what it's got to do to reset itself. I mean, not every storm is, man-made or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mother Nature might need to water herself or something,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So.
Good. So let's just take a deep breath and just allow yourself to release anything that you're holding, any anxiety about that. Just release it out. And I'd like for your soul to go to any moment in which you need to resolve, you need to work through in order for you to go ahead with your mission. What do you need to address?
preparation.
Okay.
Being ready for it. Being able to communicate in the right way to the people that need to hear what needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Channeling the right words for them to see and understand and reach for the light. Being ready for it in a way where I can help the most people.
Mm-hmm.
Getting all the minutiae out of the way, like websites and handling YouTube better.
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff.
Okay. Is there anything else that she needs to know?
Maybe I can get back to you on that after a week of fasting and prayer.
Okay, very good. Is there any other message that perhaps Zafikiel or any other guide would like to say before we close with this session?
Sabrina is very stubborn about accomplishing her mission. She is a warrior, and she'll do the right thing by you. She's honest and true to her word. And she's doing her best.
Very good. Anything else? Are we complete?
Complete.
Very good. So 1, coming back now, feeling wonderful, feeling just refreshed. 2, coming up more, waking up. 3, feeling your body tingling with excitement, knowing that you have a mission and you are going to accomplish it. 4, and 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over.
Pouring out of my face. So when I open my eyes, it's like pockets.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's give you tissue.
Look at this guy. He is so funny. Did he move at all?
Very little. Very little.
Man, I hope I'm wrong about all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all that wasn't good. And you keep saying, oh, we're like the top half of the world will get snow. I mean, it's not going to be like all frozen.
Yeah, but a lot.
But, I mean, imagine just 5 inches of snow around here. I mean, hell's freezing over. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, buddy. Did you have a nice hypnosis session? Oh, hey. Did you have a nice little nap? Did Alba count you out of your nap?
He was doing that. He was coming back.
He's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a session like that.
Oh, I just hope I'm so wrong. I hope I'm so wrong on that.
I don't know.
I really don't want to be right.
Doesn't she look great?
Smoke and mirrors.
You look fantastic. You really do.
I put on a little weight.
Yeah.
I ate some ice cream. I mean, about 50 gallons. I found this ice cream. You know, I'm not being sponsored by them or anything. But There's this Green Wise ice cream at Publix, and it's got sugarcane juice in it. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I can have that because it's just cream and milk and sugarcane juice.
Yeah.
Well, it's still sugar.
It fattened you up a bit.
Yeah, it fattened me up some. I needed it. My acupuncturist was like, your hands are too skinny. I can't poke you. And I was like, sorry.
Yeah. So today, did you get more clarity on your mission?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And we went back to your near-death experience.
Yeah.
Were you able to see a little bit more?
Well, there was a lot of flashbacks of other things, like the two gentlemen that donated their bodies to science or whatever, that I got their pituitaries injected in my spine.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
and that came back?
Yeah.
Were they part of it? Were they there in spirit?
Yeah.
Incredible.
They said that was their mission.
Wow, was to help you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I felt like survivor's guilt about that forever.
And now?
I'm okay with that. And
You're okay?
The 5 people that were running towards the accident, that's just so profound.
This is when you fell off a tree.
I fell 33 feet out of the top of a tree.
Yeah.
And
you had 5 people running towards you.
They thought a car hit the tree. That's what it sounded like.
So what did you get from them today?
They were all praying, but they were praying in the real sense, like caring about somebody urgently and asking God let him be okay because they knew something was wrong.
Wow.
And that's when I learned about how prayer works. Quit licking.
He's licking my hand like crazy.
Lick-a-billy. What's the matter for you, huh?
So that didn't come out. You just were getting really fast flashes.
Real quick, yeah. Because I've done that. And the little girl that grabbed my hand, she was stuck there for a while, for like 100 years or something. Yeah, she died of yellow fever.
Wow.
And I was the first child to die on the property since she died, and she was stuck there. And my uncle removed her from me because every time I get stressed out for years and years, I feel like I had this horrible fever. I mean, even after I had children, I'd go, feel my head, oh my God, I'm burning up when I'd stress out. And it was her.
Huh.
She was in...
So she came through today too?
Yeah, in a little pinafore and a little blue dress.
See, all of this stuff is going on in her mind. She didn't say any of it.
She's going to the light with her nanny. She had this nanny that looked like Aunt Jemima for real.
Oh, wow.
And she loved her more than her mother because her mother was like a debutante that was never there kind of thing. And, my uncle guided her towards it. I saw it. I saw the whole thing, yeah. So there was that because she saw a kid go into the light and she just grabbed on and went with me.
Wow.
And she got stuck in me for decades.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Decades, like 4 decades. I think it was 40-something by the time she was removed.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then the thing about the mother's foot, because...
What was that? Okay. You heard the mother...
I was a couple of blocks away on the ground doing all this stuff at once, doing this whole near-death thing. And my sister had fallen off the bottom branch, and she hit a sliding board on this old rusty... I mean, these guys were grandparents that built this tree house in there.
Okay.
And it was just rotten, and it had been raining, so it was soaking wet and rotten. That's why everything gave, and I fell out. But she fell off that first branch and hit the middle of the sliding board and slid off, and then the whole thing crumbled. And she had a scratch on her arm, and here I am like,
Well, tell everybody what happened after you fell from the tree.
What?
What happened to your body?
Oh, well, I was sunken into the ground because it was, wet from about a week of, it was this time of year, just really rainy. And we hadn't been playing in a while, so we ran right to that stupid thing, and everybody told us don't do it. But I had compressed vertebrae down most of my spine.
So you were in a cast?
Well, no.
No?
Uh-uh.
Oh, what did you have?
I was I was in the hospital for just a little while, and then they put me on a door.
Ah.
I mean, just a wooden door.
Flatten.
And, I don't know the time frame of it all, but my dad worked for Ma Bell, and he had Blue Cross.
That's the phone company for you youngsters.
A million years ago. And so he had Blue Cross and Blue Shield insurance. And, this one doctor came in and told me, you will never walk again, because I was paralyzed. And he said, you're going to be a big burden on your family, and you will die young. Swipe left. Never listen to those jerks, okay? Just saying. I had a doctor do this thing too,
Yeah.
And I was like, you're just like that first guy, so Dad, the doctors called him up and said, there's this new thing, and your daughter is a perfect candidate for it. And there's a squirrel going crazy out there. Listen to me, look, a squirrel. So I was a good candidate for this because I was a healthy youngster, before all this happened, and blah, blah, blah. So what they did was they removed the pituitary from 2 recently deceased gentlemen, and it was pretty much mortar and pestle with saline solution. They did a spinal tap on me to see that I was a good candidate, and then they shot my spine up with basically pituitaries, and that's now called human growth hormone. And whenever I've given blood over the past many years, they'd always ask, have you had any human growth hormone kind of things? And I'd tell them the story about that, and they go, oh my God, that's amazing that you lived through that. That's like you were in,
It's all about pain.
But it grew me out of my injuries is what happened. And it made me go from an average size 8-year-old to, by the time I was right at 11, I was 5'9", which I still am. I stopped at 5'9" because I heard you are growing like a weed until, they're all like, oh, she's going to be a 7-footer. I was like, please, God.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but yeah.
Wow.
Because I had a lot of tall people in the family, so they were all making bets that I was going to be over 6 feet tall,
So we went back, and that connected some more dots today.
Yeah, and then the mother's foot hitting the...
Whose mother was that?
My mother.
Your mother.
Yeah, but
that was way...
But it was like... It wasn't about her in particular. Let's put it that way. It was about a mother's love. I was being told about a mother's love and how that is the strongest power on earth. Now, it's always up to the individual, too. Not every mother is one of those mothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But seeing the stars hang in the sky with a power holding them up kind of thing, I saw that whole thing, and I saw my mother's foot hit the front porch. Now, she was a couple blocks away, but the second her foot, because my sister came in, I got a scratch, and my mom's like, well, what happened? Oh, well, when we fell out of the tree. She goes, what do you mean fell out of the tree? Where's Sabrina? Oh, she's laying on the ground, but my arm. So my mom's like, get out of the way, and she's running out the door, and I'm being shown all of this about the power of a mother's love, and then her foot hit the door, and I was right back in my body, and it was so much pain that I just kept passing out, I came out of my body again in the ambulance ride to the hospital.
Wow.
And that, yeah.
Wow.
And I was watching
Incredible.
everything from the top of I was like flying along on the top of the ambulance looking down in it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, I was on a junior college swim team a couple years after that.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I was swimming before I was walking good, so.
So for all of you who have been following this journey with Sabrina, and I've known about these experiences that she's had. That's why I knew she was going to make it through this.
Yep.
Because she has made it through many different things in her life where people thought there was no hope.
Oh, yeah.
And look how beautiful she looks now. So much life in you. And
I'm having a hot flash. That's probably what it is. This little pink in my face.
We'll have something cold from the refrigerator.
Yes.
So now Sabrina is doing readings, and you can actually get a hold of her.
Now that I'm out of chemo.
Yes, and she could do a reading on you, and she's very, very good at what she does. Tell them about it.
What? Oh, well, it's psychic medium stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, sometimes I pretty much start out with the medium stuff, and sometimes it goes right into it, and sometimes it's like, no, you need to flip over into psychic. So whatever you need is what's going to be happening. And, you know, it's supposedly half an hour, but it depends on how. Sometimes it doesn't get geared up till about the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm kind of loosey-goosey about that, but I'm not going to do a 2-hour session because that's too draining for me.
Yeah, and one of the things that we wanted to find out is why she hadn't really gotten her website and stuff going yet. That's been a little slow, but how are they getting a hold of you now?
Through Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. And they friend request me, and I look on there and see, you know, who their friends are, kind of thing. Like, do I know any of these people? How do they find out about me?
And then just message you through there.
Because there's always these military guys. I'm a general in the Army, and I really find your stuff interesting. I'm like,
those are
right.
the scammers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a sweatshop somewhere in some third world country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because generals don't get on Facebook looking for women.
Yeah, so if you're not one of those generals and you want a true reading, Sabrina will be happy to do that for you.
That's right.
And as we get someone who'll do her website and everything that goes along with that, it'll be easier to
I was
get a
thinking
hold of her.
about doing GoDaddy, but my thumb. Check it out.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
It would just do this for months.
So
I mean, I could push it with my other fingers, but it's doing this. It can go all the way over here. That's a big deal. Okay.
She had lost all the ability to move her hands and even your feet.
Yeah, I'm still working on the feet.
Yeah.
I walk funny, but
yeah,
I just act like it's a new cool way to walk.
Yeah.
I'm not falling over, let's put it that way. So.
And that's kind of painful too, not being able to use that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all know that Sabrina is an artist, a very good artist. Yes. And
I'm award-winning and international.
Would you allow me to show the painting that you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take you over to one of her walls, and you can see my favorite painting of hers.
I'll be just sitting there holding this hot water bag dog here. Is it going to reach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll reach.
Okay. Oh, well, all right.
So this is my favorite painting that she painted. Isn't that absolutely stunning?
It's big, too.
It's huge. It takes up almost a whole wall. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see the...
Look at the jewels. I'd never painted jewels before that.
And her hands. So you won an award on that one, right?
I won 3 awards on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah.
I won Best of Show at Orlando Museum of Art.
Mm-hmm.
I won Best Acrylics at City Arts Factory in downtown Orlando. And then we have a really neat art gallery here that used to be an old fire station, and they turned it into a art gallery.
So that's why it's a really big deal that she went from not being able to use her fingers at all, because being an artist like that and painting such beautiful work and not even being able to, you're not even able still to open up a bottle of water.
No.
She still uses,
I use a wrench.
she uses a wrench because she can't actually twist.
I'm turning red now.
Twist.
But,
but you're coming a long way.
yeah.
So we got through a lot of
and
stuff.
I can write, but it's really weird looking. I can sign my name, but I'm holding pencils funny, and I still hold spoons and forks like I'm a child or something.
But we're getting...
Like, at least I'm making it to the mouth.
Before you didn't. It was going like this.
And when I first got it, was like, I'd be slapping, I was like, stop, you know. I didn't know what was happening. So, yeah, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot better than it was.
So I'm going to ask on her behalf to just keep praying for Sabrina's health to come back.
Thank you so
100%, because we know it will, but we do need...
prayers.
We do prayers, because
prayers are powerful.
It comes back to you.
Yeah, and it blesses you. It's a ripple effect. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it goes all through time and space, and it comes back even better and blesses all of us. So, yeah. Bless you for blessing me, kind of thing.
So thank you all for watching. It's been a long time coming where we had a good session like this with Sabrina, where it was really powerful. And much love to you all. Bye.
Bye.
And I'm going to give you a hug.
Here, let me get around you.
Love you, Sabrina.
I love you too, sweetie.